Katy Tur, a veteran of the campaign trail, who last time lived to tell about it and write about it, is standing by at a satellite political caucus there. Katy, good evening.
This is my first time at a caucus, Brian, so we're all going to learn about this together. They have done now the first alignment. Only Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are viable, which means that everybody's crossing this room trying to convince people to come over to their side. Mostly, though, the Buttigieg supporters, because they were not viable. So what we're hearing are folks going over here and trying to convince them, these guys are doing it right now, to come over to their side. Biden's team has only one guy, so he's going to go somewhere else. Klobuchar has 0. Yang only has 3. So Bernie and Warren want all of these voters. Are you guys staying, or are you going to move?
I'm not caucusing.
You're not caucusing. You're caucusing.
Yes.
Are you going to go to Warren?
I think I'm going to stay here for now.
You're going to stay here for now. You're going to try and convince some Sanders and Warren people to come here?
Hopefully.
And if it doesn't happen, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they can't move.
They can't move. Oh, so you're
So
trying
we
to
have to get out of
convince
those 5 or 6
that
of
one
us.
Biden guy and
I know.
those 3 Yang guys.
Yes.
So you are the Biden
And
guy.
he's
All right, so you're going to stay here at Buttigieg.
Well, not if it's not viable.
So if it's
right?
not viable, where are you going?
Definitely Warren over Sanders.
Definitely
I can't
Warren over
stand
Sanders. You can't stand Sanders. What about
Same.
you? All right, so if all of the Buttigieg people make it over to Warren's folks, I'm not sure they have as many people as Bernie. You guys are here with Warren.
Yeah, guys.
What are you doing to convince Sanders supporters, or those who are considering him in this room, to caucus for Warren?
It's a good question for somebody.
Not
I
much.
mean,
Not much? You tell me. Why not much?
Because I think they're thoroughly convinced they're going to be Sanders to the end of this.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, why aren't they coming here?
I don't know.
Oh, they can't realign. Well, when you're talking to Buttigieg supporters or Yang supporters or Biden supporters, what do you tell them in order to get them into Warren's camp?
Well, I haven't talked to anyone, so I
You
can't
show them
say.
that dog?
Yes.
I don't. That's going to convince them.
I think I'm the only person who's come. I came from Klobuchar.
Oh yeah, you were at Klobuchar, so why Warren?
I think the two are close in their outlooks, and I'm also. I really was thinking Warren, between Warren and Klobuchar to start with, and I came with a second choice, thinking probably about half the candidates won't, and I didn't know which ones wouldn't make it.
Brian and Nicole and everyone, this is so important because there are so many people across the state who are undecided right now. When you look at polls, it's anywhere from 40 to 60% of voters who say they weren't sure. So coming into this room and being convinced by your friends and your neighbors to vote for or to caucus for the other candidate is so important, and it can be so persuasive. Here in Polk County, we're really watching out for what happens with Warren. She should do well here. So second in the caucus is not bad for her. But if it's emblematic of the rest of the county, we could see that Sanders ends up with a little bit more momentum going out into New Hampshire. It's going to be exciting. This is just the first one. It's a satellite caucus. It's small. We're going to be across the street a little bit later, and there's supposed to be 1,000 people there. It's going to get rowdy, so stay with us.
So, Katy, behind you to the left, the little marker that marks off each section for each candidate, is it a metaphor alert that it's an actual hurdle?
You know, I made this joke a little bit earlier with Chuck, and he rolled his eyes at me, so I was hesitant to do it now. But yeah, they are actual hurdles.
Okay.
And this is Warren's team. They're hoping to get over the hurdle. There was a pole vault earlier. The candidates want to pole vault over each other to lead the
Okay.
way. Things are going on at Bernie. I think Bernie's going to win this caucus, guys.
All right, go down there and tell us what you find.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.